Good morning. My name is Nate. I've worked at Camp Wieuca for 6 years. And although I grew up heavily involved in the church, I've not always had the best relationship with church. But working here has given me the opportunity to see God on a daily basis. Whether it's watching children as they play together, teaching them Bible stories, or just having a kid give you a big hug as soon as they see you, I get to watch them grow in their faith every day, and I see God in action. The past few summers, we have set up weekly service projects for the members of the 12 and 13-year-old group. For many of them, this is their first chance to get to serve those who are less fortunate. Each week, whether it was working in a community garden or helping out at the Elaine Clark Center for Children with Disabilities or cooking and serving hot dogs to homeless men and women at the Central Presbyterian Outreach Center, I saw God in the faces of these kids as well as the faces whose lives they have just touched. But the place I've seen God the most is in the community, the family that Camp Wieuca is. No, we are not perfect. We have our disagreements, our issues, our dysfunctions, and maybe some of us are a little bit off, but it's like that in any family. And at the end of the day, we're there for each other. I personally don't have any relatives within several hundred miles, but I never feel alone thanks to this group of people. Joel and Rebecca let me stay with them when my house got broken into and I didn't have a back door. Colleen always gives me her leftovers when we go out to eat. Numerous people go to check on my dog when I'm not going to be home for a while because that's what family does. When I've hit my lowest points, it has been my camp family who has been there to bail me out of trouble, to confide in, to be there to lean on emotionally, or even drag me back to the point where I need to be. And I know that I'm not alone in this experience. This past summer, on the last day of camp, my group of 12 and 13-year-olds gathered to wrap up our summer. There were no dry eyes in the room. We shared our favorite memories, lessons, stories, and we reminisced on our time together. And for many of them, this was their last day as a camper. And I always remind them that we will still see each other because family always comes back to visit. And we were not crying because we were sad the summer was over, even though we were. We were crying because we love each other. We know that we have shared something special. We have shared God with one another, and we have become a family. And this is evident in the emails I get from my campers saying thank you, sharing a funny cartoon, asking advice on how to ask a cute girl to the school dance, and I did not know how to tell him he was asking the wrong person. It's also evident in how many of them return as volunteers and junior counselors, and in how long counselors continue to work here because family is loyal to one another. I've worked here for 6 years. Brian and Jennifer have worked there forever. Sheldon was a junior counselor my first summer. He's worked after school, and this past summer, he was voted as the best senior counselor because family helps each other grow. We are a family, a community, and that's where God is. God is in our similarities, and God is in our differences. We do not look the same, dress the same, have the same interests. We may not even worship the same, but we are a family. And I believe these differences make us stronger, a stronger, more complete one. And that is where I see God right across the parking lot every single day.